Hey everyone, it's Dr. Margie Smith with the Micro Practice. Today we are talking all about how I am able to successfully get 90% of my new patients to say yes to the care plans that I present to them. Now, as a micro practice owner, as you know, I am all about being low overhead, low stress, but high profit. And the one way that I'm able to really be that high profit piece is having a care plan created for all of my new patients that come into my practice. Now, there are 3 ways that I have found that are key in order to make this successful and to how to get the far majority of patients to say yes to the care plans. First and foremost, number 1 is creating a treatment plan for these patients that are linked to their goals, based on what their health and wellness goals are. Now, a new patient in my practice goes through a very thorough process with me. Their consultation, their examination, any other testing I need to have done. It's a lot that they go through because I am planning on establishing long-term relationships with all of my patients. And so in my experience, taking that time at the very beginning to really investigate and go through makes all the difference for these new patients. When they return for their report of findings, I'm reviewing 2 reports of findings, their clinical report of findings and their financial report of findings. I don't start talking about finances with patients until we come to an understanding and agreement for their clinical care plan, their clinical report of findings. So I'm basing that on what I found during the first visit. So what their current health status is, what their health goals are, and what my experience is as a chiropractor with patients similar to them, similar conditions, etc., right? So all of my treatment plans are very customized for my patients. I don't just give the exact same recommendations for everybody. And so once I sit down and I establish this treatment plan with patients, then they see nobody is shocked when I give them my recommendations. Nobody at that point is going to say, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was that much care. They all say, yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting. I was expecting it was going to take, this many visits over this much time. And so once I see that we are on the same page and yes, they agree to the care and they agree to the commitment of the time, effort, and energy it's going to take for them to come in, now I talk to them about their financial report of findings. And so that's the number 2 thing that in my experience is so important to review with patients. What is their financial obligation going to be in your practice? Please no longer do this, oh, let's just adjust you and see how it goes, kind of a conversation. Let's evolve and let's have real adult, serious conversations with our patients about money. I know it's sometimes an awkward conversation, but if you base it on these clinical objective findings, it's not about you personally talking to them about this. It's about you saying, this is what your health is, this is what you want it to be, here's what we need to get it to, and now this is how much it's going to cost. Now, whether you are a cash-only practice, a cash-based practice, an insurance-based practice, that doesn't matter. You should still present to the patient what their financial responsibilities are going to be. And when I do this with patients, every single time the patient says, thank you for making this so clear. Thank you for making this something that I understand what I will be owing you financially. Because ultimately, patients want to know what they're going to owe you and they want to pay you. They want to give you money for the amazing changes and goals that you guys are going to achieve together. And now the 3rd way in which I have found it's absolutely important to get that, yes to the care plan is give them payment options. Now, don't become a financing situation, meaning don't finance their care for them, but give them options in how they're going to pay for their care. Now that means that within your treatment recommendations, your financial care plan, you're going to base this over amount of time. So whether you're saying it's going to be over 3 months or 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, whatever you're comfortable recommending, now you can give them ways to pay that correspond with the amount of time that the care is going to be under. So for example, if it's going to be 6 months of care, well, you could take the total amount that they're going to owe you and you could break those up into monthly payments. you can break those up into a possible larger down payment and smaller monthly payments. You can give them an option to prepay, or you can give them the option to pay as they go. So a pay per visit kind of a situation. In my office, the pay per visit situation is going to be their most expensive way of paying. And then the other options that I outlined, there's small discounts that I apply so that it makes it something that is appealing for the patient to choose. And again, every single time patients come back and tell me, thank you for making this so affordable. Thank you for making this so clear. It's what really makes me excited about being under care in your office, because there are no question marks and there are no concerns or worries about how much I'm going to owe you. Am I going to get a huge bill in the mail, etc. Patients absolutely love this transparency in my practice, and it ultimately is what gets patients to say yes to the far majority of my care plans. This is Dr. Margie, again with the Micro Practice. Thank you all for listening, and I will see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.